idea. I have no idea if this is going to work. We're on a new sort of system here. Got a lot of feedback in the helmet. Probably got side turned on, and what we've got is a trying out the new Shoei GT Air Mark 1 helmet with the Sena 10U integral intercom system fitted. The recording is via a Sena Prism Camera, which is just mounted on the front of the BMW 1250 GS. So if this works and the camera doesn't go all over the place like it did earlier, we'll see how it happens. Presently on the A50, just outside Holmes Chapel. Speed limit is 50 miles an hour. Just wait for this traffic to go, and we're off. Gonna just ride along up to the permitted speed limit of 50, which is 80k, and presently got the visor up. On the BMW, we've got the edition of the GV screen fitted, which is slightly larger than the original, and it's based roughly on the adventure screen. Getting a bit of wind in the old eyes, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the visor down just to give me a bit of a gap, and we'll see what the communicators is like now. I'm not used to this sort of comms because the system that they've got fitted with the Sena is integral into the helmet. It fits quite nicely, locks into place, but I've been brought up with having the microphone straight in front of my mouth, touching my lips, so you get a good constant feed. The microphone here is slightly off to the left and tends to hug the bodywork of the helmet. We're still running in mode on the BM. Still very pleased with the 1250 GS. It's a lot smoother, although still running in. It's a lot quieter, and it seems to have a little bit more torque. The biggest bonus for myself is I can now see what the speedo is with a fantastic digital speedo. Sometimes I suffered with the old one with the small numbers, but this one very impressed. So I'm going to check, and we're up to 50. Quick shift into fifth. Road appears to go round to my right, so what I'll do, if it's safe to do so, I'll probably just nudge towards the near side to extend my view around the curve. It is a fast winding road. Watching the white Audi indicator operating, which is a rare event. Must have been an optional extra that they purchased when they put the order in, and it actually works. We're going to go straight on now towards the Knutsford on the A50. Vehicle braking, turning left, mirror check, and we still go on about the advanced style of riding. Since the last post, a lot of comments about the fact that where the bike is positioned in the roadway, etc. I think really what you've got to think about is the position of the camera. The camera today is on the front of the bike, on slightly to the left of the headlight, and I've angled it wide angle view towards the offside. We've got speed now of 41 miles an hour on the 50 limit. Speed just increasing up to about 44. Appears the road looks like it goes round to the right after the left. Trying to get a good view across the bends, low hedgerows. Shouldn't be many heavies today because it's a Saturday, so it's mostly car drivers and motorcyclists. Blue car obviously doesn't like the bends, and it's a 50 limit, so we may be able to get the overtake after the bend, because I'm getting a little bit overcome with the diesel fumes from the Astra in front. See what happens. He's going to go for it, or isn't he? Well, I'll go for it instead. Still only 50 miles an hour. I'm drifting front. Got the opportunity there where they were slower out of the bend than myself. Got a good view ahead. We've got flashing lights in the distance. Looks like some sort of agricultural vehicle. Mirror check. Astra's now gone for the overtake. Running in 6th gear, 50 miles an hour. Ticking over at 3000 RPM. Camera still appears to be working. Just checking your mirror. Trying to get a good view along the inside. One vehicle braking, ×2. Tractor is turning. Mirror check, bringing the brakes down on the brakes, sorry, the speed. I'm going to get it down from 6, click, 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 down to 3rd, and away we go. We'll have the overtake on. Again, quicker way than the car, no issues at all. Good thing without the quick shift, you just click, 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 up you go. Road appears to go round to the right. We've got a vehicle turning left, one vehicle emerging. So that's now going to govern my positioning for the right hand bend. I'm not going to go in so far just in case it may get compromised by another vehicle. Looking good. Using the white vehicle that's pulled out the junction as the road appears to go down to my left. Go out towards the centre line, watching for any oncoming vehicles. We talked about positioning on previous videos. Cars, you usually use 1, 2 and 3, so I'm presently in 3. This is position 2, and then this is position 1. What you can do, I sometimes split it into 5. So near side of the carriageway is 1, running lane 2, centre of the carriageway 3, running lane 4, out to the white line 5. Porsche in front has slowed down considerably now. We're in a 50 limit still, and they're at about 42, 43. Road appears to go round to my right. I'm going to position for that. No problems with the near side. Junction is clear. Road ahead is clear ahead. Watching the vehicle coming towards me with indicator on. We'll take the opportunity. Yep, we're up to 50. Planning for the right hand bend. Watching the bad road surface. And then noticing the road appears to go round to my left. So I'm going to position towards the centre of the carriageway, position 5. Drop down a couple of gears to give me some flexibility. Looking past the bend, constant throttle on the curve. Now going straight into position 1 for the right hander. Coming out early as the road goes round to the left. So trying to flow one bend into the other, not following the curvature of the road. Come away from the tracks in case there are any oncoming traffic doing an overtake. Now planning for the left hand bend in the distance on the crest of the hill. I'm going to go from position 3 out to 4, watching the road surface. I can just go out to 5, there's nothing coming. Go into 4, road's fairly wide. Going to nudge now into position 1, using the hedgerow in the distance. I intend to turn right at the next available junction. So I'm going to mirror, indicate, mirror again before slowing down. One vehicle approaching, and I'm going to use the central reservation to help me out with the safety. Going to bring the speed down a bit more. Mirror check, shoulder check, manoeuvre. And we now change the speed limit into a D restriction, which is 60 miles an hour, coming away from the pickup. And we're going to stay out towards the centre of the carriageway. Pick up on the gear change, and again using the tree line in the distance, hedgerow near side, and white vehicle in the distance as well. Road appears to go round to my left. Happy to stay centre, position 5, probably come away to 4 in case of any oncoming traffic. Yeah, happy with this, using the white car in the distance. Looks like the road continues to go round to my left, possibility of a junction to the near side and offside. Mirror check. Vehicle slowing down, mirror check again. Camera still seems to be working. And just chugging along nicely, 6th gear, 50 miles an hour, 3000 RPM. Road appears to go round to my right, one approaching vehicle. Position 4. Looks like the road goes slightly to the right, so I'm going to drift into position 2. Happy with 2. Got me view, out to 5. Straight to 1. Junction ahead, going right, acquired a motorcycle behind. Trouble is with this road, it's only 50 miles an hour, and we'll stay out towards the white line here, into 6th. No problems at all, no approaching traffic. Planning for the last available left. Stay out towards the white line, nothing coming. I'm going to go from 5 into 1. I'm going to stay 1, or even, yeah, I'm happy with 1, out to 5. Into 4, constant on the curve, drifted slightly into position 2. There's a blanket off. I love to go with him, but the speed limit's 50, and I've got to respect that. No hazards ahead, which is the pedal cyclist just in front of the white car, as we're going to meet him on the right hand bend. So checking the mirror, no problems at all. He's got 4 on the back. Is he part of some sort of time trial? Putting 2 and 2 together, there's another one. It is an area that is frequented by cyclists, so we could have some more. And we'll just trundle now off towards Chelford, watching the vehicle on the side. It's clear. Need a bit of more flexibility now. The vehicle in front is slowed, and we'll have him up to 50. Junction's clear. Watching the cyclists, got plenty of room. On a bad day, end of March. There we go. Speed down. So we've got cyclists in front and cyclists approaching, so probably using local knowledge. There's a roundabout in about a mile, so are they using that to turn around and come back? We'll have to see. Trying to miss the grids if we can. I'll just stay back. I think he's going to go right. Nope, straight on then. And up to 50. Sat nav picking that up quite nicely. We haven't managed to connect everything together yet, so it's all in experimental stage. We just haven't had the time and the weather to get the bike out. It is now, so I'm quite happy with what we're doing. Still not convinced about the Givi screen. I don't know whether to put the Puig on. It's slightly wider and a little bit higher. And a bit of turbulence, but that can be quite effective when the weather's a little bit hot. With the Puig, you do tend to be very, very sheltered. Junction ahead, we intend to turn right towards Congleton on the A34. We know from local knowledge it's traffic light controlled with 2 lanes, and we're going to take the offside lane, having indicated, and we have to check in the mirror. Traffic lights have just changed to red, so we're going to bring the speed down, and then just at the last minute bring the speed down on the brakes, and then at the last minute click, 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 and then into neutral. That's the way I do it. It seems to work for me. Having a good look around now to see if there's any issues as we turn into the junction. There doesn't seem to be any. Looks like the traffic lights are staggered. So if that's the case, we may be going next. Oh, there we go. We're off next. There we go. Got to check. Shoulder check, and there we go. Beautiful, beautiful day. Got the visor up now to see if there's any difference with the microphone, which is obviously, like I said, it's not straight in front of me, it's slightly to the left. It hasn't got any foam on it, so I don't know if that's going to accept the audio. If it's not, there is some sponge covers to put over it, so we'll try that on another day. A little bit stuffed here really with the cyclist in the solid white line. We're okay on the bike. I'll go see if we can get a brew at Reedsmere. Shoei GT Air Mark 1 helmet. Still very comfortable. Always liked the Shoeis. Seem to fit my profile of head very nicely. This one, even with the addition of the intercom, is still comfortable. Everything seems to fit in place. A lot easier than the old auto comms that we used to use years ago. Like you say, there's no wires. It's just about being patient when you try to Bluetooth everything together. This intercom itself, the 10U for the GT Air, comes with an independent control that you put on the handlebars. I left that at home. I don't know if that was wise or not, but we'll give that a try or another test. We've got to get some mileage in because we've got 600 service to do before we head off to Belgium and Normandy in the middle of May to do a little tour. So we'll just pop down here, see if he's here. It doesn't look he is. So we'll just pop down, see what's happening, and we'll probably just turn the camera off when we get there. If he hears he hasn't brought his T-board, he usually has a board at the end of the road. Oh, he's not here today. Probably just does Sundays. Well, but there's an ice cream van. There you go. I think it's ice cream weather. Ooh, Rolls Royce. And we'll just turn around, and I think we'll indulge. There we go. There's no reverse on these BMs.